don't know why these videos keep cutting off at the beginning, but we need some time here to make sure that doesn't happen. All right, everybody. Greetings. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoin Traders Collective. And today we're going to look at Bitcoin and a couple of alts. If you're finding this on YouTube, please subscribe, click the bell for notifications. If you're interested in becoming a part of the paid group, we have Telegram channels and a discussion group where we give trade alerts, etc. So just post a message in the description if you are interested and a way to get a hold of you, and we'll send you the info. That being said, let's get on to the markets. So Bitcoin, we have the weekly chart pulled up. As you can see, we've had a massive rally since the coronavirus crash in March, testing the all-time high again. We have had, since the March low, a almost 400% move, which is a 5x on Bitcoin. And yes, the momentum could continue, the rally could continue upwards, but until we really establish above 20K and can prove it as support, then we're pretty much just sitting at a top. We're pretty much sitting at resistance. So what does that mean? Well, people are asking, should I buy Bitcoin right now? I can't answer that question. I'm not a financial advisor, and I do not have a crystal ball. However, I can give you probabilities, I can give you scenarios. If history repeats itself, the last time we tested all-time highs in 2017, we did have a couple of big corrections back down to the 20-week moving average, which is this yellow line here. The 20-week, if you watch one of the previous videos, we talk about how it's always support for a bull market. And so it would not be a surprise or a shock if we were to come back and test this, which right now is around 13K. And that would be about a 35% retrace. We had two of these in 2016 as we touched the old all-time high around 1200. And we even had one right after we breached the all-time high. So it's just good to know that that's always on the table. If you're buying Bitcoin right now, you're basically buying a top, and it's not a good habit that you want to get into. You never want to be a top buyer. You want to be buying in times of accumulation. Right here was accumulation in 2018, 2019. You also can buy massive dips like we had in the coronavirus panic. However, if we do break above 20K and can establish a little support there, if we come back to test 20K after a blow off top above it, then a breakout play is incredible. So breakout plays are when you buy a break above a previous high after it has come back down to test it again. I should do another video specifically on breakouts, and we can go into the details of what that looks like and how that works. But as a whole right now, Bitcoin's looking super toppy. Could it go higher? Yeah, we could blow off to 30K, make new all-time highs in a major way before we have a major correction. But rest assured that the correction will come, and you want to be prepared for it. So how do you prepare for that? Well, you've always got some liquidity on the side in the form of USD to buy dips. That's the thing to do. If you're all in, your hands are tied, there's nothing you can do if there's a correction. All right, shorter term time frame on BTC, or XBT they call it on Kraken. This is the 4-hour chart. We've basically, since the time that we broke above the all-time high on November 30th, we formed a really picture-perfect symmetrical triangle. So we've got higher lows happening on each dip, but then we've also got lower highs happening. So a symmetrical triangle like this is pretty much essentially a completely undecided market. And so you can see down here, this is the volume indicator, or the amount of buying and selling that's actually happening. And dollar terms. So when the volume is decreasing like this and we're consolidating like this into a tighter and tighter range, it's especially in a symmetrical triangle, it's indicative of a completely undecided market. So when the market is undecided, if you buy in, you're pretty much taking a gamble. You really want to get in the habit of buying when you have a clear edge. So if we were to drop down here closer to 17.5K, this is the longer term trend over the last several weeks that has proven itself as support. So if that were to happen, we were to see that drop, then you have a really high probability chance that you're going to get a bounce there, and it's much less of a gamble kind of entry because you have an edge. The market has given you an edge. So right now we don't have an edge until we drop below this consolidation zone, or like I said, break above 20K and start proving the new all-time high. All right, so I wanted to take a look at the ETH chart as well. So this is Ethereum against BTC. As I mentioned in a previous video, Ethereum and altcoins are majorly undervalued against Bitcoin right now. So what that means is that on a Bitcoin chart where you're valuing that token, whether it's ETH or another one against BTC, you've had major retraces since all-time highs. Ethereum went parabolic against Bitcoin back in 2017. Right now, you have pretty much a 75% discount on that. As well as the last 6 months, we've got higher highs happening. And so this triangle, this is called an ascending triangle or an ascending wedge. And the reason it's different than a symmetrical triangle is because the top line is straight, whereas you have the upward angle on the bottom line. So this is a really bullish formation. And what that means is that the tighter and tighter this range gets, rather than it being undecided, the more likelihood that we're going to blast above the top resistance. And in this case, if we break above that, the next level you might target for profit would be a 67% move against BTC. So pretty much a chance to grow your Bitcoin stack quite nicely if you were to buy now, sell here for more Bitcoin. And the next target on that would be up in here, 173% move. Basically a chance to 2.7x your Bitcoin, whatever Bitcoin you bought Ethereum with right here, if you were to sell it up in here. Another option would be to buy and then scale out at these 2 points and then also leave some riding. We always advocate going in on portions, and as opposed to just YOLOing in all at one time. Just one more example. Again, we use this in another video, but the Tezos chart is looking like a beautiful accumulation against Bitcoin. We've got pretty much a 2.5 year zone where this area has been an accumulation range. So we're kind of touching in that area again. Yeah, we could go lower. I've already got this percent down to 26%. We could drop, if we drop 26%, then we're pretty much at the bottom of that range. So I would call that like the most incredible picture perfect entry. But scaling in right now is also potentially a really great place to start stacking up some Tezos. So a lot of altcoin charts look like this. Down here you've got the stochastic RSI, which is a momentum indicator, and on the weekly chart it's been grinding the bottom for a while, which just means that it's oversold. So when this indicator is down here, whatever asset you're looking at is very, very oversold. So potentially a good value. And other than that, that's the update. You know, if you buy alts right now and we do get the correction on Bitcoin, if we were to go all the way back to the 20 week, 30% move more or less, you're going to see 50, 60% drops on alts easily. So what you do need to know is that even though they're really undervalued against Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the king of the market. If it drops, everything drops harder. So that's why I advocate going in on portions. So in the event that that does happen, you've got firepower, you have liquidity set aside to take advantage of those opportunities. Okay, everybody, I look forward to another video. We'll get an educational video on fib extensions soon, and then on breakout trades as well. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.